What's going on, guys? This is Intermission. I'm Chandler Carson along with Tye Richardson. We're going to talk about the East playoffs so far. Tye, what's the biggest surprise in the East to you?
Well, besides the Toronto manager telling Brooklyn to go themselves, that was pretty.
That was surprising.
If you look across, I would have to say the Washington Wizards. Tom Thibodeau is arguably a top 5 coach in the NBA.
That's a fair statement. I would say he is.
He consistently wins, even though he doesn't have D Rose, who's. I don't even want to talk about Derrick Rose right now, but poor Derrick Rose. Sad, but they're down 2-0, and they're going back to Washington. I have Washington losing tonight. I really hope the Bulls win, because that would make the series a lot more interesting. But it's just, John Wall has a terrible first game. The Wizards still win.
Nene hit that. Nene. Pulled it out.
But then you think about the second game, you think, okay, this is just, they just both need some kinks to iron out, and then lose the second game. That's the biggest shock to me.
Both on their home floor.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, to be honest. If you're a Chicago Bulls fan, you look at that franchise. It's been great over the years. Jordan when he dominated in the '90s, and just the domination you saw there. But you can't lose. You can't get swept by the Wizards. I mean, I don't know who the best. I would say Gilbert Arenas is the best Wizard player of all time. You don't know like that.
What are you talking about? Michael Jordan. He wasn't the best.
I don't know. Gilbert was pretty.
Gilbert was money for.
Gilbert was pretty money.
Yeah.
Agent Arenas. Yeah. Michael. Yeah. Okay.
His career didn't really.
But okay, so that's just biggest shock to me. I don't even know who the Wizards coach is. The fact that I know who Thibodeau is just kind of embarrassing for that franchise that they're down 2-0, and that's the biggest shock to me because Noah's getting outplayed by Nene and Gortat, honestly, and he's defensive player of the year, and he's not playing that well, to be honest.
Well, for one, I hate Joe Noah. I'm sorry, I do. It's
because he plays well against the Bulls, or the game.
No, I grew up a Florida State Seminole fan, and he was a Florida Gator,
2-time national champion.
I don't care, Joe Noah. And stop. I don't like you. Sorry, but you are a great player. You work hard. Congratulations. Yeah, I get every other NBA player doesn't work hard too. You work probably the hardest, but still, regardless, you're not going to beat the Wizards. The Wizards are the surprise of the East so far because, to me, I think the way the Wizards are playing and the way the Pacers are playing, I mean, that is a big surprise also. Actually, I'm going to change my picture. I think that the Hawks-Pacers series is a big surprise. Jeff Teague, you knew the Pacers were struggling coming in. But to be down 2-1 to a team that went 38-44 in the regular season when they lost their best player on the team, Al Horford, the fact that they're up 2-1 against you guys, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for Pacers. I feel bad for Larry
Bird Nation.
Bird Nation, yeah, Larry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Larry. Sorry, legend.
I just think that how can the Pacers be down 2-1 to the Atlanta Hawks? I thought the Pacers weren't going to make it to the finals. I thought they would lose to the Bulls, but now the Wizards are playing like that the way they are right now. I think the Wizards, if the Pacers somehow get past the Hawks, I think the Wizards are going to beat them and go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I really do. John Wall, Bradley Beal, best young backcourt in the NBA. But I think that's
over the Raptors backcourt.
I would take it.
You take DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry below that backcourt.
Yes. I would. John Wall and Bradley Beal. I don't think you know I'm a huge John Wall fan, and Bradley Beal as well. Even though he is a Gator. He is the way he plays. He plays so fluidly to me. It's just that I think they just complement each other so well. I think that yes, that is the best young backcourt in the league. So I think that to me, Pacers, what are you doing? That's the big surprise easily. So I want to hear your prediction. How do you think the East is going to turn out?
Miami will win the East. I don't care who they have to play. They're going to win the East. I still have the Pacers making it. I think the experienced Larry Bird. I think he'll do what he did in the '84 finals and tell the Indiana Star, whoever the paper is there, that the Pacers are playing like a bunch of little girls, in which they are right now. That'll get them fired up. That'll get them to the Eastern Conference Finals. They will not beat the Heat. LeBron James is the best player in that series. Paul George is not playing like he did last year. Roy Hibbert is looking like a shell of himself compared to last year. And Roy Hibbert could easily wake up in the final, or the Eastern Conference Finals to get to the Heat. They're still not going to win that series. You have just so many. I know it seems like even though the Pacers match up well against the Heat at times, that you're going to be a little. LeBron's not going to be 9-4 straight finals appearance.
And the psychological matchup, I think, even though the Pacers got the #1 seed, the Heat I think own them psychologically, and the way D Wade's playing right now, it's game over. So who do you think the Heat are going to play in the finals? You think the Pacers?
Pacers 6 games.
All right, I think this is how it's going to go. Heat will sweep the Bobcats. Nets will pull it out in 7 against the Raptors.
I agree with that.
Wizards will win in 5 against the Bulls, and the Pacers will win in 7 against the Hawks. I think the Wizards will beat the Pacers in 6. I think that. Don't you look at me? Don't you give that face? You know what? I think the Heat are going to beat the. I think the Heat are going to beat the Nets in 5.
Just yawning.
And the Heat will beat the Wizards in 5 as well. LeBron's the best player in the NBA. He's not going to get denied. He's not going to get denied a 4th straight finals trip. You're absolutely right.
But a championship he will.
Absolutely
Stay
not.
tuned.
Well, for Tyler, Sid, Chandler Carson, this is Intermission.